Good day. Simply smashing. Welcome to the stream.
Hello everyone, welcome to Qyjari's Curious Crafts and 3 Sheets One Shot. Tonight we continue working on the worst air freshener ever. That is, of course, our working title for this one shot that we are now day 3 in figuring out the story. I have it tentatively called The Wandering Lost on YouTube. If you go check out the videos I've posted there of our previous episodes, because we haven't actually titled it yet. I know that some of you have come up with some ideas. Let's scroll down and check them out. We have Something Stinky This Way Comes, The Plumber of Doom, Flushed Quite Away, for real reasons of copyright infringement purposes, and Mysterious Pipeline. So we have a variety of ideas for the title, but right now the worst air freshener ever is our current working title. Welcome everybody. I'm glad you're here with me on a Friday night. I want to shout out Shenanigans. You can see that on the screen there below the map of Ravenscroft. And on Nerdsmith, Shenanigans runs Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock Pacific. That is Pacific time, not Eastern. Otherwise, we would clash hours. And they wouldn't do that to me. I am currently in Discord. You can see my name flashing there on the screen. Actually, it's not flashing because I'm muted. Because no one else is in there with me. But if you are a Twitch sub, or if you are a Nerdsmith sub, and I know that you are a Nerdsmith sub, you can come join me in Discord and party along to this story. Let's get going. We left off with our intrepid adventurers having decided on the mission board, I guess that's what it's called. Mission board, notice board, something inside the Crow's Nest Inn and Tavern. They had a choice of 2 jobs. They could go beneath the sewers and figure out some crazy amphibians going wreaking havoc on the sewers down there. And we've already decided, spoiler alert if you're going to be playing these games, that Banderhobbs and a coven of night hags would be our end boss. It's higher level, higher priority, and the reward is greater. We also decided that because really it's a sandbox world, the player should have a choice. So we also put on there that they could go to the Moon's Rest Inn and Tavern. They're having...
Look at you, fancy pants.
Well, hello. Welcome to the stream. I actually don't see anyone chatting in stream. It's not coming across. Let me just give a test here. Test? Oh, come on. Let me restart chatbot.
Well, look what the cat dragged.
Now you're all chatting. Hang on, let me just restart my chatbot because it's not coming across my chatbot right now. Streamlabs chat had decided to be a turd, so there we go. Let's start this again. I was just recapping where we are in the world of Amon-Rath. Hey, you know what? While we're waiting for Streamlabs to start back up and I can see everybody who's chatting in there, let me show you something I'm very excited about. Okay, let's see who's here. Talk again. Let's see if it happens. Hello! There I am! There's Sir Mimsy! I'm very excited about this.
Well, look what the cat
There they are! Thanks, guys.
Look at you.
Oh my goodness,
fancy
everybody's
pants.
showing up. That's awesome. One more. There we go.
You're here. Must be time for tea.
Hello, my faithful viewers. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks for doing that again, because I don't know why chatbot was. I wasn't seeing any chat in the Streamlabs chatbot, but now I do, so we're good. Let me show you. I'm so excited about this. I have decided, and I explained this on Tuesday night, I think, that I want to combine all of the campaigns so far from our Friday night 3 Sheets 1 Shot streams into a just a document all by itself called Turning Point. Let me pull it up. I'm so excited about this because I actually have finished editing. Ooh. Let me see. I hear Mimsy all night. You can do it anytime you want, Rylan. I don't care. I love Sir Mimsy. It's cute. It's cool. Anyway, check this out. It's called Amenrath Turning Point, and it's basically taking all of the 3 Sheets 1 Shot, which, by the way, none of them are 3 sheets long, and turning it into a massive document PDF form that I am going to publish and put on DMS Guild. Very excited about this, and I have finished editing for the most part. I'll probably go back and tweak it here and there. The beginning, the introduction, and the table of contents, as well as the first story, our very first story for 3 Sheets 1 Shot, called Deep in the Netherwork Mines. And you can see here, I've got the maps. Instead of having the maps at the end, I've put them throughout the document so that you can see them as you go. I've got little DM notes right here in the pink, like a sticky note. I went ahead and pulled all of the creatures that they might face, in this case the bullywugs, the stat sheet, as well as a little image, and of course giving credit to Wizards of the Coast. And then any maps I created here on Incarnate, at the Incarnate Pro subscription. And I've also added more to the story. In this case, I have written an entire section on the history of the Netherwork Mines. And that's for the narrative and flavor and just extra added to the story that the Dungeon Master can share with his or her players. Some players just want to just murder hobo all the way through, and I have no problem with that. If that's the way they play, that's fine. But some would rather roleplay, and some would rather know the rich history behind everything in Amenrath, which brings me to the fact that I spent almost all day yesterday coming up with a timeline from when Amenrath was created, as well as all the kingdoms and their established dates, etc. By the way, we're currently in year 4419, just in case you were wondering. And I've got all the birth and death dates of some of our more illustrious NPCs. Okay, so I also wanted to share with you that I have started using a group of maps called, well, I don't know what they're called, but it's from an old website. I think that the last time that it was copyrighted, it was in 2007, but I still want to give them a shout out. It is free to use. Any maps that are placed there, the author understands, the artist understands that these are free to use for anyone. And I didn't know that because I've been using these for a while privately, but it's called Dungenie, and I got the link there on the end of this. This is the Netherwork Mines, and I love it because it's a series of tile sets that can click together and be placed in like an art program. I use Adobe Fireworks, and you can create your own dungeon. In this case, I've used 2 tile sets, the train track for the cart tracks, and I think it's Mercutio. Anyway, I will provide links, of course, to that. But I am so excited that I'm putting this together, and of course I need to continue with Netherstone to Stonebridge. That's the next story, and you can see it's not nearly as edited as the first one, but I do have that first one done, ready to go, and I just have the other ones to work with. As you can see here, several more to go in the table of contents. So anyway, that's what I'm working on now with 3 Sheets 1 Shot. Let's get back to our story, shall we? And see what's going on. Okay. So they left the Crow's Nest Inn and Tavern, and they made their way down into the sewer system. It's approximately 20 feet at its widest and 15 feet tall, and is circular or tubular. I don't know if there's a word for that. I don't know. Hey, if anyone wants to join me in Discord chat, it is working. You can see my name there, so if you want to join me, that's fine. Just let me know. Just give me a my phone keeps buzzing. I'm sorry. Just give me a shout out and let me know. I'm not gonna put any more necromancers in this part of the module. Okay. Let's see. They made their way through the normal part of the sewer, and they got to the very end and discovered they got to a place in the sewer that looked older. That looked like it was maybe part of the original sewer system, and they discovered the carcass of an how did we learn how to pronounce this? Let's go find out because I can't remember. Odiug. It's D&D Beyond. Let me go look it up. We can hear Marisha saying it, I think. Odiug. We can see it right here. Here we go. You click on this little thing right here, we can hear it.
Odiug.
Odiug. Okay, so we found the carcass of an Odiug down in the tunnels and realized that it had necrotic damage to it. Some black decay on the carcass. So, then they discovered that there's some writings on the wall, some markings on the wall. One in common that simply says warning, and the other in Elvish, if any of the party members can speak Elvish, it says do not delve deeper. And that was thanks to you, another idea that you guys came up with. Thank you so much. This marking is set over a small round opening over a huge pile of rubble. And if you can see in my cave system, look at that. That's using that Dungeony system. Boy, it's not even going to fit on the screen, is it? I have to shrink that down. Let me see if I can shrink that down a little bit. Nope. View. I think I have it set at 200. Let me go to 175. Get that whole thing in there. There we go. That's most of it. So our adventurers are going into that area that's marked off by that rounded rusty grate, and they're going to come into this system here. And I have changed the coloring. These are not the original colors of the Dungeony tile system, but I changed it in Fireworks, and this would be the system that's below. This is the antique. I've written it here, the archaic Ravenscroft sewer system, and they can explore this area. Maybe there's a little temple here. I don't know. I just stuck that in there, and a couple of crumbling rock areas. So this is what they found outside this area here where they come in, and then we will put our big bad evil guy at the end here, probably that coven of night hags at the end here, or maybe down in this room. I don't know, wherever the DM thinks it's a good idea. So that's where we left off. We do have the names of our suggested names of the campaign here. Something stinky this way comes. I wrote them all down. Who knows how much I was drinking. I've already had one drink tonight, and I'm going to go get another one because it's Friday and school's almost out and I'm in a celebratory mood. So cheers. All right, let's get started. We're 20 minutes in. Now let's get started. Okay, so is anyone in chat with me? No, not yet. Okay, that's fine. Just give me a shout out.
Cheeky.
That was cheeky. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for the raid. You guys are awesome. That's crazy. Hello, Melanie Morphine. Hello, everybody. I am writing a story. I don't want to have to go and explain the whole thing over again, but wow, what a great raid. Okay, let's finish the story. We are almost to the end. We've decided the big bad evil guy, in this case a coven of night hags, at the end here, and I've actually put their pictures here after the Banderhobs. Let's get the Banderhobs up there. Of course, these are taken from D&D Beyond. And we're going to push these up here after that. Well, put them after the map. Whoopsie, they've blended into our night hags here. The night hag is going to be last, so let's get that back down there. Let me just undo. I'm so excited about this raid. Look what you guys made me do. Okay, so I hope this map doesn't get in the way of us finishing that. But anyway, that's the idea. Is they're going to go through that thick metal grate. It's extremely rusty. Only a strength of 15 to pry the gate open, and we're going to say with advantage if other characters assist. All right. What a Friday night raid. That's so awesome. I'm so excited. If you are new to this to this channel, feel free to contribute anything you'd like about this story. We are writing a story. It's Dungeons and Dragons. And the character levels are about 8-ish, and we are going to throw this party of 3 to 4. We're going to throw some Banderhobs at them, and let's do that now. Once the party enters through the rusty gate, great. I cannot type tonight. They almost immediately, let's start this party started, come face to face with a large, how would you describe a Banderhob? Let's get that picture back up here. Oh, it is a large monstrosity. I'm going to put that up here. Okay. I don't want formatting to get in the way. I'm gonna delete this and add it later, because I think it's getting in the way of our formatting here, and I don't want formatting to interrupt our story. Okay, I'm getting rid of them too. Here we go. Let's get our Banderhobs up there. They're coming face to face with Banderhobs, not a bunch of typing. Okay. Face to face with large amphibious creatures. Oh, thank you for auto-correcting me, Word. The same monstrosities that the villagers described. Okay, they have a bunch of abilities. They are CR5, and one of the things they can do is they can grapple, and that is with their tongue. They stretch their tongue out, and they grapple or swallow a small, medium or small creature, and then swallow it. So it's actually not one to be reckoned with. So we're only going to throw one at a time at them, but probably have 2 total down there. Banderhobs, if you don't know the history, are something that is created by a coven of night hags or a coven of hags. And so that is why I chose these creatures to be sort of the precursor to our big bad evil thing at the end. And that would be a roll for initiative right there. I would say that they are waiting right outside, especially since they just discovered this Atiug. I can never remember how to say it, guys. Help me remember. Otiug. It saw the carcass of the Otiug, and we noticed that it had piercing damage as well as some necrotic damage, some black decay. So we know that the Banderhob probably has a lot to do with that. So let's say that they are able to defeat the Banderhob and continue through that that passage. Let me get that picture up there. Doo-doo-doo. There we go. And I will give credit, of course, to Wizards of the Coast for those pictures. And then we need to get our map back up. Let's pull that map back up here so we can check out. Insert my picture. I just had it. And again, like I said, look at all this stuff. I got a lot of stuff here. This is old. Let me get this. This is our Dungeony map of the lower part, the archaic part of the Ravenscroft sewer system. So our party entered right here, and bam, there's going to be a Banner Hub right about there. And then we're going to probably have another one about here or down here, depending on which way they go. And then we'll have the Coven of Hags set up shop way back here toward this caved in exit there. Okay, and so normally I would put here what the Banner Hub might drop for loot. So I would say, let's see what people are saying here in chat. What's shaking? Hey, Game Master Vault, I'm so glad you could be here. Thank you so much for describing that, Rylan. That's about it. I drink and write D&D. And I'm not usually this giddy, but a raid that big was fantastic. So thank you all your raiders who are still hanging out to watch this chaos. Okay, so we need to, the sewer temple. That's a great idea, Game Master Vault. We should do that. We should actually put some sort of story behind that sewer temple. Let me write that down. Sewer templed story. And I will, let's write a little bit about that. What do you think we should do? We should get rid of that formatting first, because that's driving me crazy. What should that temple be? What should we do? I will tell you, while you're thinking about it and while you're typing in the delay that is chat, the world of Amon-Rath was formed during the collision of 4 elemental beings. In my world, in Amon-Rath, this is all homebrew, there are 4 based on the elements. There's earth, air, fire, and water. And the collision occurred when the fire elemental went rogue. So earth, wind, and air, earth, air, and water collided to entrap Ild. I think I used Norwegian gods' names for those. I would have pulled up the story for you, but that's pages long, and it would have slowed down my laptop here, so I didn't want to burden you with all that verbiage. But it's formed this collision. It got rid of the fire elemental as far as they knew, except that in my world there are certain places in Amon-Rath that still kind of see the results of the fire kind of being buried into the earth, and that is the volcanoes. And there is an active volcano on Amon-Rath called Ashburn Peak, and there's been other stories written about that. So the humans kind of evolved from the god of, or the elemental god of, let me pull up Amon-Rath. I don't know if I have it up here. Turning Point. I did not put it there. It came from the earth elemental. And so we could have that temple be something about like a temple or water, since it is in the sewer and it is kind of got a direct kind of pipeline to the ocean, the Silver Sea. So we could do that. So what do you think we should do? Captain Planet. No, I'm not going to make a Captain Planet. That's already taken. And I'd do Captain Marvel anyway. They could be, the carcasses the PCs find could be sacrificed, but what, if it's there should be some writing on there. And I can tell you that in my world in Amon-Rath, the shepherds who were sent to, once the elementals collided and caused this and entrapped the fire, they were genasies. And that's how Genasi's entered my world, at least. And each Genasi then took human form, or humanoid form, I should say. And every generation thereafter kind of watched over as the shepherd of that region, of the air, of the water, of the earth. And of course, there was no fire Genasi at the time. And I say that with a little asterisk by that, because there was a future story. There was a campaign in which the world thought that there was a fire Genasi out there. It turned out to not be. It was a necromancer, if you can believe it, Rylan. Another necromancer. So what could this sewer temple be homage to? It doesn't have to be one of those. It doesn't have to be to the water Genasi. It could be to even a minor god. Hey, Delthanor! Asterisk. We always have asterisks or footnotes or whatever they're called. Okay, stop with the necromancer. Okay, so we'll work on that. This is a work in progress, because we want to get on with. Excuse me, I'm still fighting that bronchitis, and talking like this isn't helping. Let me take a drink. Okay, I'm back. I muted my microphone because I really went off on that. Last one. That's true. There is one that we've got Dinah in another story that during the second campaign. You're right, Rylan. Yeah, you can't say that word anymore. It's like snow in this house. You can't say that word either. Okay, so let's get back to our story. We'll work on this sewer temple story. Maybe there's a plaque there, or maybe there's some odd runes. I'm going to make these little notes. Maybe there's some runes, or some sort of gravestone marker. I don't know. What else could there be there? Maybe offerings. Some sort of offerings there. I know, but when I do say it, it is undead evangelist. Oh, that's a good idea. What are they called? Not a plinth. What are they called? Eternal flame. But what is it called? There's something that they're set in. We'll figure that out later. Okay, so I'm going to put up here that Dungeon Master note that a little asterisk, party should come face to face with a second Vanderhub within the old sewage system almost immediately after defeating the first. Boy, I cannot spell tonight. I think it's the drink. All right, so then if they make their way around this way, still figuring out what's going on, we need to throw hints at them that there's something more nefarious back here, and that of course is the night hags. So what can we throw back at them here? Some sort of, I don't know, some sort of hint. Well, let's look up night hags. Let's do that. Let's pull up their information. Night hags. Here we go. It's a coven of night hags, so they work together as a group. And whoa, forgot I made that big one kind of big. I like using Word, but their formatting is very wonky sometimes. Drives me crazy. Okay. This one actually just has the stat sheet. So let's go use our favorite resource, D&D Beyond, and look up night hags, because there's a lot of information about night hags there. Love turned into obsession, kindness turned to hate. Okay. They want to see the virtuous turn to villainy. They were once creatures of the Fae, but they were exiled to Hades, and they have since spread across the lower planes. How did they get to the material plane then? A metabolic therapist. Nice, Del. How did they come to the material plane? All right, so we know they have a heartstone. 30 days, soul bag. Yeah. When a humanoid sleeps, they can, okay. True sight. Okay, so true sight can see the hag's spectral form. Why did they come here? What reason? Oh, of course. Because of the second battle for the Obsidian Wilds. They were probably sent by the god of war. And I do choose there are two sort of deity sets that I allow in Amon-Rath as a DM myself, and that is everything from, why can I not think of this name? Forgotten Realms, and also from Greek mythology. I believe it's Greek mythology. Yeah, it's not Roman, it's Greek. So, Night. Nice. They have a lamp at their base. Okay, I was thinking, yeah, you're right. And I'll put lamp. Let me go back. I'll put lamp. Oops, wrong document. But there was something I was trying to think of. It looks like a tray. Like a low, shallow bowl that has a flame in the center of it. I couldn't think of that word. But I will put lamp. There. Okay, so what did they find along here that kind of says that their fight with the Banderhobbs isn't going to solve the mystery of what's happening in the sewers underneath Ravenscroft? So I need some shout outs here, some ideas. If anyone wants to come up with some ideas for how the night hags are seeing their or how the party is seeing that there could be night hags there. Oh, here we go. They can change shape. The hag magically polymorphs into a smaller medium female humanoid. Okay, so what we could do is, I know, on the sewer temple, there is a small child, a small little girl laying there weeping because something happened to her. And that's how we sucker them in. On the dais, there is a small, not suspicious at all, crying child laying prone, or what is it, laying curled. On the dais, there is a small crying child curled on the floor. On the stone. Why can't I think of words? Lying, thank you. Curled. I'm having a day, folks. I am having a day. Lying, curled on the cold stone. What is it called? Where you offer somebody up. What's it called? Oh, hags can transform their looks. Oh, okay. Oh, cool. Alter, thank you. See, I'm just having a day. It's that drink I just had. And of course, this, of course, is one of the night hags. And this is it disguise? Can they disguise? Is it called disguise themselves? It change shape. Who has changed shape to lure the party to their demise. Ooh, that was evil. That sounded really evil. I should do voices. Not really. I shouldn't do voices at all. I can barely talk right now. Okay. So, let's see if they can survive a Night Hag Coven variant. These are 12th level spellcasters. And they're pretty mean. They're really kind of bad. Challenge rating 7 for our hopefully level 8 to 9 characters. And of course, I don't know what I'm worried about, because if the same players who started this campaign at level 1 deep in the Netherwork mines, because of what you guys threw at them in the second story, they're not even going to survive to this story. So by this time, they'll have created brand new characters to try this again. Probably, hopefully, more powerful ones. Okay, so that's it. That's the big bad evil guy at the end. This ugly coven of night hags. I am gonna wrap that square right there and put her. Oh, I didn't wrap this one. See, I had it all wrapped, and then I got all excited because people were here, and I got all nervous, and I messed it all up, and now I'm fixing it. There we go. Okay, so, and now it's way down there, and I don't know why. I don't even know why I have this in here anymore. I changed that too. I changed the proofreaders. I changed everything. I don't know who I'm going to get to proofread that major. Come on, up here. This one. Hello. All right, there we go. Awesome. Okay, so it lures the party to their demise, and once the party hopefully defeats... Yeah, I know. There's only a picture of one here. It says Coven variant. I know that there's 3. So the other 2 will join in. I actually ran a Sea Hag Coven during one of my DMing with the Banana Brothers one time down in the Rogues Gallows. And they were about level 8 when they did that, I think. So they survived. Barely. They may have had to resurrect somebody. And they may have had some help. I can't remember. But they did a good job. There were a lot of... Yeah, I use those little rings. I make these little rings out of pipe cleaners, different colors, to show all the various detriment to them. And they were... you couldn't even see their little minis because they were covered in all sorts of stuff. But this is a great idea. Thank you to everyone who came up with all of the ins and outs of this story. And we're not leaving yet, Rainick. Don't panic. We're not leaving yet because I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to go in and, yeah, pop bottle rings. That's exactly what Mercer uses. And I did use those until I started making craft items, and then I made my own different glitter pipe cleaner colored ones to mean different things. I even have a special one I made out of some greenery that I use for Ronan's hunter's mark that I keep on my finger so I don't forget to cast it every single time. So this is we haven't come up with a title for this story, but now we need to come up with a title because we came up with some ideas. Where do we put those ideas? Did I shove them all the way at the bottom here? No, I put them at the top. I put them here. I don't mind. Oh, where'd they go? Did I delete them? I probably deleted them in my haste. All right. Well, we'll come up with some stories. Story titles. So, our party leaves the Crow's Nest Inn and Tavern to go take care of the problem underneath the sewer in Ravenscroft. They go down to the sewer. They find a carcass of that large creature that they discover had decay on it, some necrotic decay. They go through that metal grate and discover and are right away attacked by a Banderhob. They defeat 2 of those and come to the Coven of Night Hags. So they also discover that temple, which we hadn't introduced to the story until I created this map using the tile set from the Dungeony site. So what should we call this story? I need help from you guys. You guys could help me name this story. That might be a little long. I can tell you that the adventurers are at the Crow's Nest Inn and Tavern when on the notice board this mission is tacked right as they're there, because traditionally notices on the notice board at the Crow's Nest Inn and Tavern are snatched up right away by the Wandering Lost. The Wandering Lost is a professional guild that sends parties out to take care of sort of the major problems in and around Ravenscroft, and actually they've been sent out further reaches. They've been sent to the Obsidian Wilds. They've been sent to the Nhikosha Dynasty where the dwarves live, to Dyrebrook, and they have been sent southward to Ferncrest Keep where King Ancelin lives. I can pull that map up while I'm talking about it. On this run right here, you can see on the main map, let's go to our 200%, you can see Ammonrath here. So even though Ravenscroft is right here, kind of centrally located, our adventurers from the Wandering Lost have been sent all around here. In fact, we've actually had some sent down to Greymouth Point. So it was lucky that this group, who are not members of the Wandering Lost, were able to kind of take this task as their own and get paid fairly well for it. So I've tentatively named this the Wandering Lost, thinking that if they proved themselves, they would be invited or could join the Wandering Lost. But I think each of these 2 stories needs to have, oops, I'm in the wrong document, needs to have its own title. So what should we call this one, with the Banderhobs and the Coven of Night Hags and being in the sewers? I kind of liked Flushed Away, which we can't use that one because it's copyrighted. The Wayward Sisters of Ravenscroft. That's not bad. Let me write that one down. We could vote. The Wayward Sisters. They're from probably the Feywild, so they're really not from Ravenscroft, but they would be. We could just say the Wayward Sisters. Oh, is it? Oh, well, we can't really steal that. We could do a play on words. Something about, let's work on that. Something about the Downward Sisters, or here we'll just Downward Sisters. Actually, that sounds kind of. No, let's not do that. Let's not do that one. Let's do Ravenscroft. The Sewer Sisters. When hags go wild. The Yonder Sisters. Okay, all right. They went over there, over yonder. I'll just add that one. Or we could do a play on words on amphibious or frog or hop to it or slimy, watery, sewage. Let's see. an undesirable task. Or Wet and Wild. May not be able to take that one. Well, let's look at the night hags and see what kind of things they have. They're ethereal. They're nightmares. Oh, that's on the ethereal plane. They can't really do that on the material plane. Oh, wait, they are on the material plane. I'm so sorry. I read that incorrectly. Yeah, if the hag magically touches a sleeping humanoid once per day, that's mean. So we could do a haunting, old drain pipes. Okay, I like that. Let's write that down. Old drain pipes. Or pipes of something. Pipes, I like alliterative things, so we could do pipes of purpose. I don't know. All right, while we're thinking of that, let's also think of what kind of loot they would have. They would have on them, as we saw here, that they carry with them a heartstone. So, why are people calling me? Stop calling me. Heartstone and a soul bag can only hold one evil soul at a time. And only the night hag. Okay, so it would just be a regular old bag. Ugh. Ugh. I guess on a arcana check. Welcome back. The Hag Coven of the Traveling Pants. A convenient task. I like that. I kind of like that. All right, we have to go back to the bag here, or the loot. Let's just write down loot. A leathery looking bag. It would take a would it be an arcana check or a medicine check of what to see if it's made out of human skin or humanoid skin. Let's make it a 12 to realize. I knew I spelled that wrong when I was typing it. The bag is made from, let's say, human skin, because it is under Ravenscroft, and that is home to the humans. What, Rylan? What have you got? Tell me. I guess it could be a survival check as well, but we'll leave it to our arcana or medicine check. Let's see, it would take probably a higher skill to understand that it is what it is, to understand what it is. That's a little wordy, don't you think? Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's a little wordy. I don't know if we're going to do that. Alright, let's see. How about just turn the coven off? Alright, what else? What other loot should they drop? The Heartstone, of course. A lustrous black gem. Let's just kind of copy that one. Let's do a Heartstone here. I don't know if that is... Let's see if that's an actual item. I want to make sure. Let's go back to our D&D Beyond, and we'll go in Vanderhop, because I've already looked at that one. Let's see if this Heartstone. Well, it may not be. I don't think it's an actual item. Nope, it's just something that they carry with them. We could call it Lair of the sewer sisters instead of stone sisters and take it from Tomb of Annihilation. Okay. So this could be I'll put an idea here, a homebrew item, and we'll see. Mordenkainen's Faithful Watchdog Scroll. Fake teeth, glass eye. Yeah, all those things could be. Alright, what does that mean? Oh, it's okay, yeah, I get it. A trois, yeah. The three of them. You know what, wasn't there a play called The Three Sisters? Who was that by? Some old, not Shakespeare, but some old playwright. The Three Sisters. Starts with an M. I like The Three Sisters. Because it plays off that. I don't speak Elven. It's by, oh, no, it's bugging me. Now you're going to make me look it up. The Three Stooges. There we go. Oh, let's look at Wikipedia. Who's it by? Oh, that's agriculture. Is that what I want? Ooh, what am I looking at? Oh, Anton Chekhov. Thank you. Yes, I knew that. All right. Yeah, that is a reference to Anton Chekhov. You're right. All right. So we've got a few ideas that we could use for the title of this, and we'll homebrew a Hearthstone. Now, what is the prize? The reward for completing. Yes, Anton Chekhov. That's who it is. Oh, I think at this point 500 gold might be in the mix. I think by level 8 you're earning about 200 to 500 gold for such a large task. I need to watch old Critical Role episodes and see what they were doing at level 8 and what kind of rewards they were getting. I'm going to say 200. Well, then they'd have to divide it. So let's say 1,000 for the party to divide. It was an old joke in my family that as soon as the dungeon master would say what the reward was, someone inevitably would just pipe up with each, and that became like an inside joke. Let's see. So we've got some. What other? That's the reward for completion. That's from Ravenscroft. But what Lord Ravenscroft, I should say. But what else should they have on them? Yeah, they were 10 or 11, but I could check the current one. Only partially there. That'd be fun to find. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna have the party find another Ioun stone. And this harkens back to our previous story. Because we had an Ioun stone aboard the Diamond's Light that was supposed to help with the battle for the Obsidian Wilds. And I think they would need a second one. And I'm going to say that this Coven of Hags had it. One that matches, or somehow, I have to look this up, somehow coordinates with the Ioun stone, from Queen Galara. If you don't understand any of what we're talking about, feel free to go to my YouTube and check out the past videos of 3 Sheets 1 Shot, and some of the story will all make sense. Not that it's making any sense tonight, because reasons. Hey, you know what? Let me also tell you, if you've missed out on getting your discount for Die Hard Dice, guess what? I'm going to click on this. Look at that. Mimsy 15. You can get 15% off your entire order at Die Hard Dice. Die Hard Dice is a proud sponsor of Nerdsmith. And that is my personal show's discount code. Woo! Mimsy 15. Also, I'm so excited to announce that this fall we're gonna be playing some Dungeons and Dragons. We're gonna be following our Tuesday night stream, Qyjari's Curious Crafts, with a 2-hour game of Dungeons and Dragons. Very excited about it. I already have the Banana Brothers lined up. I just need to equip them with some microphones, green screens, and decent cameras. One of my Banana Brothers said something about the fact that his laptop has a pretty good camera, and I said no. I said if I'm going to bring a Dungeons and Dragons stream to my viewers, I want it to be the best quality possible. So therefore, we are running from Memorial Day to Labor Day. I can't even read that. It's so tiny. It's the Banana Brothers something something. And that's great, Rylan. I'm so glad you like it. Oh, and the green screens are awesome, aren't they? Game Master Vault. They are just that's what Drake sits in front of, and they need it. I just don't want, dirty dishes and stuff in the background. I want it to look professional. I want the whole thing to be, these guys are great. They're hysterical. They're definitely called the Banana Brothers for a reason. They're all a bunch of idiots, and I love them so much. And it's going to be a great show, but I want it to be professional level. If we're going to do this, we're going to do it right. So I want to tell you that all the bits and donations and anything that I don't have a Patreon account that's active except for $1 subs. But any money that comes in there, any money from my coffee account from Memorial Day to Labor Day, I am putting toward getting each of them a decent camera and a decent mic. And a green screen I might be able to handle that on my own, but I want to have them look professional for you guys. And we've got some great ideas for these Banana Brothers coming up in the fall. So that's what we're going to be doing. And so that's our little icon there. He's gonna go up the scale, up the little bar as soon as we fill that out. as the time gets closer, I will set up some sort of a bar that you can see. All these items that I'd like are on my Amazon wish list, of course, but anything that you can donate bitwise or whatever, Twitch subs, everything is just going to go to make this show better. All right, well, I really appreciate all you guys hanging out and listening to me ramble on and coughing and whatever. I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to completing Amonrath Turning Point, and that'll be up on the DMS Guild as soon as it's edited. It might take a little bit longer. This is a crazy time for school, getting out and everything, but once summer hits, which is soon, hopefully I'll be able to work on it more around the clock and get that done. I've really had a great time editing it. Don't forget to tune in Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock. We are continuing work on Qyjari's Curious Crafts on Gizmek's Grotto. It is a gnomish steampunk style laboratory, a 24-inch by 24-inch terrain piece that I'm working on for Dungeons and Dragons in our world of Granlin, which is our gnome capital. I actually got a package from Joe yesterday of some really cool items, and I can't wait to show you on Tuesday night. That's at 7 o'clock here on this Twitch channel at 7 o'clock East, so don't forget. And then also, this coming Thursday on Aunt Anne's Tree, which is a week from yesterday, I'm going to be making a cute little Christmas moose. And that's on Aunt Anne's Tree, 1 o'clock on Thursdays, Eastern time. That's a daytime, casual, hang out and chat kind of stream. And then, of course, next week on 3 Sheets 1 Shot, we're going to finish up this story by going on that second adventure, a brand new, sort of, part 2 of this one, but we're going to go on a brand new adventure, hopefully down to the Moon's Rest, and figure out what's going on at that old monastery temple. So, all right, we are going to raid Raynick tonight. We've got 1 minute before... Oh, it's just turned 8. Look at that, Raynick. I have to vamp for 5 more minutes. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to show you guys some of my maps on Incarnate. I love using Incarnate. They're invaluable. You can see I use D&D Beyond during this stream. I use thesaurus.com. I use Fantasy Name Generator. We've used this quite a lot. I use Any Dice. All of these sites are definitely given credit and called out on my documents because they are invaluable to putting the story together and to make sure everything, all my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted. But let's go to Incarnate real quick. I really enjoy working on this program. If you don't have a professional account, I highly recommend it. We have been to several places. Of course, you saw Ammon Wrath. This is a large landmass. We have been to the Mistborn Marsh. We have been to Stonebridge. That was a fun city to put together. And, of course, Netherwork, which is the mining village right outside the Netherwork mines. And Crow's Hollow. This was one of our newer ones. This is out right outside Tarathiel. So this one right here is blank. I was going to be working on Ravenscroft. So that's the beginning stages of Ravenscroft. So let's go in there and just have fun for a minute working on this while Raynick sets up so we can raid him. I think he is playing Diablo tonight. My possible timeline for the Steampunk Lab is now. I'm working on it now. I started on it two weeks ago. And I am working on it as we speak. And I'll have a little more done before we go into Tuesday's stream. Just some little painting and stuff done so we can get into some putting the lights in. Because we are putting black lights in this one and some glow-in-the-dark paint. So it's going to be very interesting. Alright, so if you've never worked with Incarnate before, you add or subtract land or water. And then you can go in and place buildings and other land masses. Like you could put a tower here, and you can choose the size of the tower. I was working on the cliff sides. These are all, look at all these choices you get when you're on the Pro. It's pretty awesome. So I had I was putting the back side of the thing here. Make that a little bit bigger. You can turn it. It's never going to line up with the, this is going to be my, that is going to be the dock area. And you know what? I think I need to put more docks in. I don't have a lot of docks. I need to add land. So I'm going to add that right here, right up to the cliff side. And I do need to subtract water. Or, I guess add water? No, subtract land. There we go. Subtract that right there. And there, we've got a little bit more peninsula sticking out there. This is the Morning's Cry River. I was working on that part. I did put Blackwing Manor right there in the center, and I will build a town around it. And this is based on that map I showed you in one of the previous documents. I think this one here. No, it wasn't this one. It was the one we were working on. Right here. And this was a map that was also free to use. I wanted to build it myself. This one was a little busy. It's a little bigger than I anticipated Ravenscroft to be, but it worked for the purpose of our campaign when I did use it. So this is that peninsula here that I was slowly working on, and I did make the Morning's Cry area a little bit narrower than this. So that's what I'll be replacing eventually. So that's what I was working on there. So okay, well, we've given Raynick plenty of heads up. When do I have on punting it done? I have no idea. I don't know when I'm going to have it done because it is still in the very early stages of it. It's going to be a while. So you have plenty of time to make your Modrons. Layrena, if you don't know it, guys, she and I are coordinating this steampunk-inspired terrain. I am making the terrain on my stream, and on her stream on Thursdays at 7 p.m. East, she is making the modrons, because she does a lot of steampunk style crafting. She just finished a beautiful steampunk hummingbird on her stream. If you haven't seen it, go check it out on her Twitch channel, which is Twitch, I think it's /Lorena, right? Someone do a shout out for her. And oh, there it is. Thank you, Sir Mimsybot, for doing that. Oh, it's not finished yet? Okay. All right, good. No, you have plenty of time. Because the modrons I don't expect will take a ton of time. But that'll be really clever and cute, I think, putting all those together. All right, thanks, everybody, for joining me. Have an awesome Friday. I'm going to switch it to the thank you screen. And I am going to, see, there's a shout out for Rainick right there. Don't forget, once on Tuesday nights, once you're done watching Qyjari's Curious Crafts, later on that night, 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern, you can go enjoy Shenanigans over on the We Are Nerdsmith Twitch channel. D&D action at its funniest. All right, so let's close all these windows I got open here and head over. Uh-oh, this is going to be loud. Let's go raid Rainick. Type. I was singing the other night. You guys missed it. Good night, everyone. Have an awesome night, and I will see you on Tuesday.